My little pony, my little pony.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bronyville. This is Bronyville Episode 8, recorded on June 13th, 2011. I'm your host, AppleCider, over here running the boards and managing everything on the show. Got a great show ahead of us. This is going to be a fun one. As always, I have our great little co-host and my partner in this entire thing, Chef Sandy, on the other end.
Hello, hello.
Howdy, howdy. You had a fun little time at A-Con, it sounds like, and we're going to be covering that.
Indeed I did.
Acquired Pocky. You can always just get that cheaper at just a general store and stuff like that. Actually,
yeah, you can get it at Walmart here. But I was behind a table most of the day and couldn't really leave to go get proper food. So I ate Pocky and had ramen.
Oh, okay, that's permissible. I'll allow it. It's just the entire thing of, I'm going to an anime con. What did I do? I bought Pocky. It's just like, no! Cheaper, you're being it.
Hey, if they had the Revoltech Fascist Stampede, I would have got it.
No?
Nobody has it.
All right.
So,
that works. That's permissible. Well. You're forgiven this time. Our other guest, our third chair for the day. We are very, very happy to have programmer and pony organizer Purple Tinker on the line. Hey, Purple.
Pleasure to be here.
Awesome. We've got a great show ahead of us, a lot of emails. You guys, again, are totally cool with emails, to the extent that we're going to have to do some special show. But, of course, as usual, so I don't forget it and start running crazy, we do have Purple on here, and we've got some things that we got to talk about first. Hi, Purple. Let's start it down, break it down with the usuals. Let's favorite character and favorite episode.
All right, then. Favorite character. I definitely have to say my favorite character would most likely have to be Twilight Sparkle. I'd say definitely Twilight Sparkle. I see a lot of myself in her, and I just admire her nerdiness, the fact that she's a little bit socially not with it, which kind of reminds me of myself. And favorite episode, I have to say Sonic Rain Boom. It's just such a perfect episode. It's well put together. It's got action. It's got a lot of different comedy gags going on in there. It's just a well-rounded episode in all ways. Mm-hmm. And something good to show new bronies as well.
It's a fun one. It's a real fun one. That's probably one of the best. I'd have to think back to remember what my favorite. I've watched it so many times. But to go back, total bro hoofs for the Twilight Sparkle. Awesome. There needs to be more ponies on this show that are unlike Chef Sandy and that believe in the Twilight Sparkles.
I was gonna say, there was a guy at the A-Con meet who had a Twilight Sparkle shirt on.
I know. I saw that picture.
I sent you the photo.
Yeah, I saw them. That was pretty cool. There was a Luna there.
Cutie mark and all?
Yeah, it was just the pony on a shirt. It was pretty cool. There's a guy with a Luna shirt, a guy with a Rarity shirt. There was a Dash shirt too. A couple pony cosplayers and stuff. It's quite neat, but we'll discuss that a little bit later.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out how we want to. There's some pictures in there, and there's some crazy pictures too. It's an anime con. There's people dressed up all crazy like. I appreciate the Deadpool though. That was pretty fun. Pinky Deadpool. Nah, I wish it was Pinky Deadpool. That'd be fun. Going around with the Mad Max comic. Okay, so let's hit the other half of it. So we know Purple is absolutely awesome for liking Twilight Sparkle, who we all agree is the best pony. And then continuing on before Chef can say anything, so we have the other bit. So the answer to why is the show so freaking good, and what is the reaction to those around you that end up finding out that you're into this crazy, hey, you like, it's a little girl what?
Definitely both very good questions. Well, the first one's easier. Well, actually, they're both pretty easy. Why is it so addicting? In my opinion, it's first because you get drawn in by the amazingly cute artwork and the incredibly fluid animation. And then you stay for the likable characters and the funny jokes and the sight gags. And, of course, the endless stream of pony puns. And then before you know it, you're sucked in and you're a brony. As for the reaction from those around me, it's really been pretty mild, mostly one of bemusement. But my coworkers do find my obsession with ponies a little silly, but c'est la vie. I am sitting here at my office with my Brony mug, which of course those of you listening can't see, but everyone in the office knows that I'm into ponies and they don't really mind.
Awesome. Very, very cool. So yeah, we got that on. So really thanks for, Purple's got some goodness. If you want to know a little bit, she has done some fun programming. I've used the Celestia font, which I know that you have made as well and made publicly available, which is really, really awesome. And Purple has also got that meet, as said, which we're going to talk about how you can tend, and also if you ever want to start one, how you can start up a meet. So we're gonna cover a lot of that today. Getting out there and actually meeting other bronies. Oh God, we can't just sit in our house. So, yeah.
The horror.
You have to actually have a real social interaction today. You got to talk to some pony. Yeah.
And they're not nearly as scary as some of y'all would think.
Yeah.
No, they really aren't.
All right. And speaking about not being that scary, I do have to, this is a really weird segue, but I'm going to go with it. You guys are really, really awesome with emails, to the extent that Chef Sandy and I are actually going to designate a whole episode to take care of some of these emails that are backing up, because some of you guys have some really good questions, some really good stuff that we want to get to. And there's just no time. If we did it on a show with a guest, it'd take forever. So, we're gonna designate episode 10 to just going through. So if you got questions, you got anything, send it across to us, bronyville@gmail.com. I try and email and respond to all of those that I can. And if you got good questions, if you got good things to bring up that we can talk about on the show, I will totally put it in the show for us to talk about. So look forward to that. We've got some stuff coming up. We have a few people that have actually started sending us fan stuff, which is absolutely awesome. We have put up a fan page. We already have one thing up there now, which very, very cool. Someone did from, I think it was episode 3 or 2, the epic bro hoof with the exploding muffins and bunnies flying out and us with sunglasses just being awesome. Very, very cool. And look forward to the page in the future, because someone shipped AppleCider. Don't worry, it is safe for work.
Oh, my God. Fan fiction. It'll cover anything.
It has begun. I think Chef enjoys that picture a little bit. Just be like, ha, 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 ha.
It was very amusing when it showed up in the inbox today and you shared it with me. And it doesn't seem like it's so bad after all. No. If this is what it's going to turn into, I think I won't get murdered by my girlfriend. And speaking of my girlfriend, segue to emails. Ha ha ha! Because guess who's going to actually have to respond on this show for once? Hey, sweetie. Oh, there's that sideways glance. She hates this already. Okay, so our first one is from Energy Force, which I do have to say I was surprised, because Energy Force does some awesome YouTube instrumentals, and I was like, yes, cool deal. Energy Force loves the show. Oh, it's so good. So, awesome. Thanks for listening, dude. Here's what he has to say. Hey guys, just thought I'd say thanks for a great show and let you know that I'm completely in love with it. I like your aspirations to get pony celebrities on the show as well. That would be ridiculously awesome and no doubt boost the show's popularity. I also have a question for AppleCider's girlfriend. Not much is known about her, but I always imagined her shaking her head at AC in the background. Still, even though she seems to scorn his hobby/obsession, I think so far she is actually there listening to him talking about cute, brightly colored cartoon horses. So, AppleCider's girlfriend, would you like to voice your honest opinion about ponies? Thanks again for all the laughs, guys. Your faithful listener, Energy Force. So, hey guys, I've got had to do a little bit of a different recording on this, so I've got my girlfriend on.
You're not going to put that in there, are you?
I could.
No, don't put that in there. It sounds stupid.
Oh, it does. I'm so sorry, baby. All right, so she's going to talk ponies for a bit and how she feels.
You're not putting that part in there.
Okay, I won't put it in there.
I don't have anything against Ponies. I like ponies. I've been watching ponies since I was very young. I even have a couple of like G1 ponies, but wait, that's stupid.
No, you're good. You're fine. And I can cut this all together and make it sound good. Don't worry.
Okay.
I can do a good job at making the big long pauses sound better.
Okay. I like the show. I mean, the show is really good. I ain't gonna say nothing bad about the show.
You do like ponies, like regular prancing around ponies.
I said that.
Yeah, so you do like those. You used to like the old G1s. What were some of the G1s you had? Do you remember?
I remember we looked it up recently, but I forgot.
Okay, that works. I mean, that's fine.
They're in a hiding somewhere, so I don't know.
Okay, no problem. And let's see. So you have no problem going out to Target and places like that. And we did Toys R Us recently and picked up the whole like Celestia bundle and everything like that.
Yeah, well, my dad would never buy me My Little Ponies except for that one time, so I'm not gonna say no to it this time.
So your boyfriend goes out and is enthusiastically looking for ponies. You're like, all right, I'm taking care of some childhood anger here. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get revenge at Daddy.
Getting revenge on Daddy using my boyfriend's money.
Wait, no. This is bad news. Okay, so just to move on a little bit on this. So you do sometimes like jump on EQ Equestria Daily. You do sometimes look at that kind of stuff. So like what kind of post you look on there? You kind of.
I like looking at the artwork and the comics, and I like some of the music, but when it comes to electronic music, I'm a little more picky, so it's a little harder to find, like, music on there that I like, but, I like most of the art and stuff. I like seeing what people come up with or how they interpret the style.
And you're a big fan of fanfic.
Whatever.
So are you saying you're not
Hell
a fan?
to the no.
Oh, okay. All right. That's fine, I guess. And then no shipping, of course.
Ew.
Yeah, she doesn't like that. And let's see, just to pull out this. So how do you feel about my, like, whole involvement in this craziness?
I don't mind. I mean, as long as you're happy and you're having fun, then I'm pretty much going to allow it. I mean, I support you no matter what, and if this is something that you want to do, then yeah, if you're going to do it, I'm going to, like, stick with you and do it with you, because I love you.
Oh, I love you too. Just being catty in the background and just,
That's how we do.
Yeah, that is how you do.
Yeah.
And so what do you think about all the other, like, crazy people that are like me, all the bronies that are, doing all this crazy artwork and weirdness and stuff, just the collective whole, the hive mind. There's a sigh.
I don't get it. I mean, it's weird that these guys are obsessing over ponies more than I did when I was a little girl, so it's kind of weird. I mean, honestly, I can like something, and I can like something a lot, but, I never go head over heels like some of these people do, but, if that's what you guys want to do, that's what you guys want to do. I'm not going to exactly, I guess everybody has to obsess about something, and, I'm too busy obsessing over someone picking clothes off of the ground, and he's too busy obsessing over ponies, so what are you going to do?
Hey, those clothes are still clean. You stop that.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't throw them on the ground then.
Well, you should, give me more space to put clothes.
Oh, maybe if you weren't such a big piece of
Listen, sweetie, I'm going to have to do the Fluttershy interjection there.
Yay!
However. Anyway, I hope that answers the question and everything. It is, I think that should handle it. Any last words?
I'm never doing this again.
Okay. She shall remain. Oh, and this might be one little thing before you switch it off. You said that you made your character. You want to debut the name and everything right now?
Why don't we just debut it when I'm, like, done figuring out her colors and stuff, too, because I haven't figured that out.
Well, what's the name?
Starry Night.
There you go. She's Starry Night now. We made it official. So there you go. Okay, that does it. That's good. Wrap it up. Take you back to the actual show. Bye.
Hey, Sandy, you want to go ahead and hit the next one?
All right, so next email. Hi, AC, Sandy et al. I just caught up on the show having finished episode 6 the day episode 7 came out. In episode 6, you asked what a good place to start with fanfiction was. I can't tell you that, but I can tell you how not to start reading. The first MLP fanfics I read were, in order, Bubbles, Dinky Doesn't Go to School, Today, Tomorrow, Forever, and Bittersweet. All of which of these, if you're not aware, are extremely sad fics.
Oh, some of the worst.
I cried manly tears. But on a more cheerful note, AC, when your girlfriend lets you finish playing Portal 2, sorry, I strongly suggest reading Better Living Through Science and Ponies. Also, some other good suggestions I haven't heard mentioned on the show. Progress, Luna versus the series. Recursion, which the first 2 episodes occur over again, and only Derpy and one other character notice, but some things have gone slightly different, resulting in the main cast not meeting, and Twilight heading after Night My Moon with 5 background ponies. And the ponies discover Co. Which is exactly what it says on the tin. Thanks for the good show, Rydell.
Yeah. You'll know, Rydell, thanks for writing in. You'll notice some of those show up in the, maybe some of our fic suggestions today. At least one of theirs. Mine. So, very cool on that. Yep, great to have you, listening in. And yeah, those are some sad fics to start with. Those are some definite sad fics. Yikes. Okay, tell you what, let's let Purple hit the next one, because this one is a pretty fun little story. Last week we had the story about some pony using having some music on in the background and being able to completely get out of some trouble. So let's run through this one. This one's pretty fun.
Sure. Next email says, "Hey Bronyville, love the show. Just thought I could share my interesting night last night. I was returning home from the grocery store late last night when I got pulled over by a cop for speeding, 52 in a 45 zone. I had my pony playlist playing on my iPod through the speaker, so I turned it down. Well, I thought I turned it down at least. As I was pulling out my registration for the officer, the My Little Pony theme started playing softly, but loud enough for the officer to hear. The officer just started at me for what looked like a minute. I think they meant stared at me for what felt like a minute, and then asked, 'Who is the best pony?' I looked at him for a bit and said, 'Rainbow Dash, officer.' He smiled and said, 'I'll let you off with a warning this time, but I'll keep my eye out for you. If I catch you again, no more friendship.' And he walked back to his car. I was awestruck at what just happened. I would have been too. I just looked back and watched the officer get in his car and drive off to make sure this wasn't a prank. When I drive past, I saw him mouth 'forever' while looking at me. After he drove past, I breathed a sigh of relief and smiled broadly, just as Pinky planned. I only said Rainbow Dash because he looked like a Dash fan. Rarity for life. From Bryce."
Awesome.
That was great.
Maximum cool story, bro.
Some of these stories that come out of this fandom are incredible.
That's a great one. I love that. Yeah.
Amazing. Congratulations, Bryce. Wow.
I love the fact that the cop drove by forever. You're like, oh. That is amazing.
That's some incredible stuff right there.
Oh, yeah. Great. Yeah, if you have any more cool stories about that, that is, who was the one who wrote down, I have to guess that's Sandy, maximum cool story. Great. That is a great thing. So send across a little message to us, and we can go ahead and try. And if you got a cool story, if you got some questions for us, if you have some stuff you just want to say, we can put it on the air over at just bronyville@gmail.com. And now it is news time. It's time for us to talk about many goings on, and I'll hit the first one because it's kind of more of a combination of things, and Chef, we can kind of split up the next ones because they're a little bit more crazy-ish. So you remember a few episodes? Well, let's just say what happened a little while back was okay. We had the last episode of season 1, and we had all these fears. We were all very sad because it was going to be a while until we had ponies again. And we were going to have to deal through the harsh, hard summer just fending for ourselves. And now's the point where we need to take a step back and see, a little progress report. How are we doing? How are we feeling? And, hey guys, ponies are still rocking it. We're still doing it really good. Going a month in without anything. Just to give you an idea, this is some of the information I've pulled. On June 6th, our good old friends over at Equestria Daily hit 10 million views. Let's give a little congratulations. That's awesome. Go them. C-Show and Serial and all the other staff over there. They're one of like the top, I forget it, but they're within the tens of thousands. Oh, Purple, you got something?
Yeah, I wanted to add, it's probably worth noting, actually I think it's definitely worth noting that Sophisto of Equestria Daily actually got interviewed on and they even had a photo of him. Yeah,
we have that. Yeah, that's with the Time magazine and everything. Yeah, he showed up on it, representing for the ponies, holding out a Twilight Sparkle and then getting photoshopped into a Trixie outfit. Go him.
Oh, that's only proper.
Only proper.
It was inevitable.
But yeah, very, very cool. But so this happened on June 6th. They hit 10 million. Only 6 days later to hit 11 million. It keeps going. It's going faster. There's more people visiting that site now than I think probably ever have before. And adding to that, the fact that if you look at some of the other metrics you can use, Google and other pages like that, My Little Pony was in the top 20 over the Miami Heat yesterday during the NBA Finals. Ponies are still number 2 in Know Your Mame and are growing day by day. It is still going. It's still getting bigger. So all you people are like, I don't know, it's going to be hard. Nah, we're doing fine. We're doing great. Super cool. So just a little update on that. Ponies are still doing it. Okay, Chef, we do have a few other things. So if you want to hit just have us kind of run through, there was 3 little articles recently.
Yep. Well, in the last week, there's been 3 articles, all sort of going back to themselves, sort of into each other, with Wired, Time Magazine, and Rocket Boom. But actually, no, that's linking to the same Equestria Daily post.
Yeah, same one. So they are all Time and I think Time and Rocket Boom both kind of shared the same post together. Rocket Boom's mostly just a YouTube video of just like, hey, ponies, hey, look, at these other people who have banded together around these weird animation things. Isn't that great? Because they talk about My Little Pony and Adventure Time and just kind of like the entire artists coming together and being active on the internet with the fans that they like and building stuff into their fan communities. So that was kind of the basis of the Rocket Boom video.
Yeah. I've seen, I saw the Wired one, I saw the earlier CNN one, but I actually haven't looked at the Time one, I don't think. It's cool, though, and we're getting noticed as, look at these weird people. They're weird, but they like stuff, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I kind of...
But it is good to see that we're getting at least noticed.
Mm-hmm. Purple, what'd you got?
Yeah, I think actually, I think I was wrong. I think the one where they interviewed Sophisto was actually the Wired one. The CNN one was different.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Time news feed right now, and they're just talking about the craze. They've got 2 YouTube videos. One of them being looks like one of the combination clips. And the other one is one of the Hitler reaction videos. Which is, oh man, that's great.
Oh my.
Nothing you want to attach to that than his Rainbow Dash craze.
Funny stuff.
So that's great. And yeah, the Wired article definitely deals a lot more with just individual bronies that are part of the community. I said it has Sophisto, his picture rocking it around there with all of his sparkleness. So yeah, we're getting mentioned. We're getting people are actually what was it? they have, it was Know Your Meme has actually upgraded us from just some sort of fad to a subculture now. So we're a subculture.
Yeah. There was also a post on Equestria Daily about how on MMO Champion there's a 1,500 page long thread on ponies. It's even WoW forums have massively jumped onto the pony bandwagon.
Yeah, you can't stop them.
Which is cool.
They're everywhere. Ponies everywhere. So yeah,
The herd is legion.
we keep spreading. And all must experience the power that is Twilight Sparkle. All must experience Rainbow Dash. And all must fear Fluttershy and Celestia. As it is right to do. Okay, let's see. Last little bit of news that we've got here. So Purple here has a Brony convention, but there actually is an official, at Hasbro, My Little Pony convention coming up, which, has been happening forever. And what we would actually like, I would love to get somebody who would actually go to it and be like, hey, this is what's going on. This is what it was like. This is how, all these people who were originally in it feel about the new show. So here's some of the information. It is July 8th and 9th in Pawtucket, Rhode Island at the Hasbro headquarters. You can get in for $20. As said, we're looking for some investigative bronies who can be there and, just tell us how it went, if there was much of a new presence with all the kick-up from the new show. And the number one thing that they stated is that there's a big G1 presence, so a large number of people who have been there for a while. So please, listen, this is about friendship and being nice to one another. Let's show them how cool we can be and be super nice to them, too. And really kind of show, hey, the show may have gotten popular, but we're still going to respect you because you're kind of you've been here and it's been really fun. So thanks for letting us tread these grounds. So, yeah. Very cool. We do have that going on, so if you are thinking about going, definitely give us an email, and we would be interested to find out what you hear, what you saw, how everything went, because I have no clue. And they also say, please don't harass people at Hasbro for could you make better toys? Because they can't do anything about it, all right? All right, I think that does news. But moving on, books, fanfics, what are we going to read? What are we going to talk about? Tell you what, I've been ruining a mic for a while, so I'm going to go out of order. Hey, Chef Sandy, tell me what you got to read.
All right. So this week has seen a lot of the fics that I've been following updating. Mort Takes a Holiday got updated part 2, but then so has Antipodes, Fall of Equestria, The Melting Pot, and Ballad of Twilight Sparkle. As always, and there's always a ton of good updates any given week, and this week's just been a wealth of good pony stories. I used to not read fanfic, but now I'm reading quite a bit more than I used to.
Yeah, that ton of stuff. Actually, I had the guy that does Fallout Equestria send me a message, and we chatted a little bit, and I think I'm probably going to give that a little bit of a run over. It's massive. It's 23 chapters now. Holy night. How am I going to make that?
Wow.
Antipodes is up to 15, and Ballad of Twilight Sparkle's at 10.
Wow.
And neither one of those
Incredible.
seems like they're near done.
Serious fanfic is serious. Oh, man. So that's very cool. Tell you what, I'll defer a little bit longer. Purple, what do you got?
Myself, honestly, I'd like to take the opportunity to promote a couple of older fanfics, but I admit wholeheartedly and quite openly that I'm biased. One of them is The Circle of Friends, which is written by a very old dear friend of mine. It's a little bit of a downer, not quite in the same vein as the downers mentioned earlier. It's definitely bittersweet, but definitely worth the read if you haven't read it. It came out a while ago. Again, that's The Circle of Friends. And also check out my own, The Wrong Philadelphia, which is kind of a sort of a crossover story in which some of the main cast find themselves in a Philadelphia that's a little more like our Philadelphia. Again, I'm biased, but I like them.
All right, cool. And we got all those linked. If you do want to find any of the information that we talk about on the show, go to bronieshow.com, and you can actually click the show notes and check all this out. We got links to everything. everything that we talk about, pretty much, we try and be nice to you and give a big old link to it. So my suggestion, actually, Rydell talked about it earlier. Better Living Through Science and Ponies. Hey guys, it's Portal 2 fanfic time, and it's really good. What you want, don't read this if you haven't finished Portal 2, which I did. So Rydell, I finished Portal 2, just so you know. But it takes place right afterwards, and it is there were some moments where I'm just like, okay, these are definitely the characters. These are totally, like, that is how GLaDOS would deal with this. Just go like, like, oh boy, this is going to get in trouble. I've read 2 chapters thus far. I want to read more because I can just see how terribly things are going to go. So very much I suggest, if you are a Portal fan, kind of like me, Better Living Through Science and Ponies is a good way to go.
All right, so this week's meme time with Chef Sandy is about our dear, dear immortal goddess who will send us to the moon if we don't behave, Celestia.
Oh, no.
So we have to talk about a new thing each week, and Celestia is one of those that it spawned not out of just a random pick, but mainly her actions throughout the series. You know, sending 2 tickets to Twilight when she has 5 friends, or, you know, bringing her sick, dying Phoenix and being like, oh, hey, you're the neurotic, shy animal lover pony? Well, here's my terribly sick bird. Sure hope nothing happens. And then the bird also messing with her. And just the general inviting Twilight and her 5 essentially redneck friends down to the Galloping Gala to create some havoc, to make her have some fun. Because, you know, Bronyville isn't exactly a metropolitan city, so it's like, yeah, just invite the bumpkins and let them go wild. And so that is Celestia. She does things for the lulz because she is ancient and bored.
Yeah. And just for anyone who, I guess, may have never been on the internet, someone who does make fun of another person on the internet is a troll. So therefore, Celestia starts screwing with the other ponies, and therefore Celestia. I kind of like, by an official story standpoint, I just see her as being like playful, never really hurting. So I don't really see the troll thing too much, but I think it's kind of funny. The Celestia comics and things like that. Those, as I said, we've kind of mentioned before, like some of the mean ones to Luna is just like, oh, I feel so bad, but that is funny.
Also, you can look at like dragon sides. Like, what's that? A dragon menacing the countryside? I'll send my neurotic graduate student and her 5 friends to go mess with a red dragon.
And there's a whole series of pictures about these sorts of things with Celestia's captions.
Mm-hmm. And then, you know, Celestia herself. And there's the other side of it, of Celestia being a tyrant that we can cover, you know, sometime later. Where everybody, she's got 2 kind of sets. She can either be, oh, hey, I'm crazy and I'm kind of tinkering with everybody, or I'm some sort of crazy tyrant who takes care, you know, that controls everything, and the Lunar Republic, you know, that whole stuff. So the 2 kind of crazy sides that people start playing with Celestia. All right, that does it. Thanks, Chef, explaining all the memes that we've got going around here. And that brings us to the other piece of the show. It's time to do community time. We've got Purple on here. Thank you again very much for showing up on the show. Very awesome.
Thank you.
So first thing that we're going to do is, just to kind of bring this up, Chef, as we mentioned a little earlier, spent a little time at A-Kon and was able to do the Brony meetup there. We've got an audio file that Chef had recorded, kind of chopped up and taken care of and streamlined it a little bit, not too long. So we will defer for a moment to listen to said sound file, and then we will return, you know. We're just going to go silent for a little bit, but you're going to listen to an audio file, so here it is.
So I am here today with a whole bunch of bronies that had a fantastic meetup here at A-Kon, what is this, 22, 23? 22. 20 enough. And if y'all want to, like, intro yourselves.
All right, I'm Brony J-Thor or J-Hoof.
All right, so the next one is going to be at 7.
I'm Winsterton.
Nicholas.
Steven Gordon.
I'm Dallas, the original Texas Brony.
You want to talk, you can. Just tell me who your name is.
Brantley Nelson. I'm known as Sanguine.
All right. Talk to you if you like. Okay, so I want to say thanks a lot for organizing a really great meetup. This was impressive. I wasn't expecting a few people.
Neither were we.
And I was like, so why? I just want to say why. Honestly, I was looking at Question Daily. I was like, I haven't seen any real meetups. This was before Seth posted the main meetup thing. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I really want to do this. So I contacted Texas Brony.
Literally a day after he thought of it, he was like, Dallas, I'm thinking of doing a meetup. And immediately all I could say was, bro, let's do it.
Awesome. And then I saw it, so I contacted Seth. He posted it, and been playing it ever since then. All right. Well, that sounds really cool. I mean, y'all showed up, and that's great. I mean, were y'all, like, initially scared of what are other bronies like in real life?
Yeah. Not at all. I knew
We're scary, scary nerds at an anime convention. Why do we like ponies, right?
I have a question.
Okay. This will probably end up on Equestria Daily at some point. I'm recording this for Bronyville.
Yeah, Seth usually posts.
And I'm just going to send this along to AC tonight. And just kind of insert it in the next episode as sort of a clip from the meetup. Because that's what we're going to be discussing is Brony meetups and the organization thereof. So I'm going to talk with y'all.
Yeah.
And we're going to be talking to Purple Tinker, who's been doing the New York one.
Oh, that's cool.
Isn't this his second one that he's been?
Yeah.
Purple Tinker's second, yeah.
And they had 30 people the first time, and I think kind of exceeded it here today. We had like 40, right?
Yeah, we had close to 40 to 45, so.
Okay. Around there?
I was expecting 10, my top, and this actually blew me away because how accepting it was too. Like everybody was like, "Oh, okay, we have just to walk a bit." And then everybody started just arriving.
Yeah.
And
I legitimately came here by accident.
Yeah, it
I
fell
thought
into
we were here to
place.
sit down, and then I heard bronies. I was like, "What's up?"
Hey,
One
Brony.
guy down at the very far end, I can't remember where he was, but he was just sitting there messing with like a comic book or something. And he came and he heard me walk by, and he was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "I'm talking about bronies." He's like, "All right, you piqued my interest." So, it's awesome how that works, And then we have a guy bringing cupcakes. That's even better.
Yeah, the cupcakes are great. I want to say thanks for those. They're good. And no pony was poisoned by them at all.
Yeah, Boombox
Containing
Pony over
0% Rainbow Dash.
Make sure of that.
We got the list to make sure everyone's interested. I got some.
Yeah. Hey, you help, man. I'm gonna contact everybody. I've got like.
You got a ton of
20,
people.
we got another list. I mean, you can see how many people
last
night.
People to add to this group.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So how many people total do you think have shown up over the course of the weekend?
About
50.
About 50 people.
Definitely 50.
That's some good stuff.
It's kind of in and out because some of them will show up and then leave. People have busy schedules.
It's like 50 all different faces at least.
Yeah. And so y'all are going to be holding one here tonight at 7.
Tonight at 7, this is going to be the ultimate.
So you're going to have
as
like...
long as it lasts.
Awesome.
It's going to be the best night ever.
Best night ever.
Don't say that.
Don't say it like that. You don't need sun showing up. Oh, God.
That's what I expected at all.
Hopefully no parents
That's the reason why the staff invited us to destroy the place because he's usually.
I'll whack them all. Whack them all.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, guys. And some of this will end up on the air for next episode.
All right. Thanks for coming, Chef. Thank you. Pleasure to have you here.
Yep. All right. And
Okay, everyone, and we're back. I did a little song and dance number that you didn't see.
It was rather epic. So yes,
Amazing, truly.
The ACON meets, they're really cool. I only got to attend one of them on Saturday at 2 p.m. I snuck out from behind the table and got to see these two bronies just kind of hanging out. They had Brony Meet at Me in like silver duct tape on the back of their shirts, and they were also sporting our show URL for this podcast, which is nice and unexpected. But once everybody kind of coalesced, there's about 30, 40 people by the end of the meet. It was only about 45 minutes long, but there's introductions and, a sing-along. There's actually a sing-along from one of the earlier meets, Winter Wrap-Up, that was recorded and put up on YouTube. I should probably find that and add it to the show notes. But It was quite cool, and the guys organized like 5 or 6 meets over the course of the 3-day con. So they put a lot of work and effort into bronifying the A-Con experience.
Okay, cool.
So, of course, now it's Purple's turn if she can tell us about how she's done hers.
Yeah, so we've got Purple.
Absolutely.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, I'd love to talk up my my meets. Basically, this started out of nothing. I've been planning it since, I think, March. Last month, we had a meet that had around 30 bronies, and we just sort of walked around from venue to venue trying to find a venue large enough to accommodate our herd, which it turns out was quite difficult. So this time, I've been putting a little more advanced planning into how to house all of these ponies. And we actually have 6 rooms. I think we might be up to 7. Anyway, 6 or 7 rooms, I forget. In a real convention center in Midtown Manhattan by the Flatiron Building. It's going to be incredible. We have 72 RSVPs already. We're going to have an artist alley. We're going to have an internet room. It's going to be just like a miniature con. And as far as I'm aware, this is probably the biggest dedicated brony gathering, as opposed to bronies coalescing at a larger convention. But there are already plans in the works to make this even bigger, and we don't have anything really concrete yet, but I do have a bead on a much larger venue, capable of holding an order of magnitude larger. So this might just keep getting bigger. We've just been growing at a fantastic clip, and I hope to continue expanding.
And how often do these occur? You said that this was the second one coming up.
Yes, we've been doing them monthly, and I intend to continue doing them monthly. But the plan is basically to start having larger ones on, say, a bi-yearly or a biannually or annual basis. But the smaller monthly meets are going to continue. There's just a big enough community here in the New York City area to justify having a meet monthly. But I want to have, at least something every month, but planning on bigger things on a less frequent schedule, because obviously you can't have a ginormous convention every month.
Right. That's pretty much true. You couldn't run a massive convention.
Yeah, conventions are extremely expensive to run.
But so let's break it in kind of the two things. You can attend a meet and you can host a meet. Hosting is definitely a lot different than attending. So probably a good thing to bring up is, hey, let's say I'm a brony in the middle of Kansas. Why do I talk like this? But I'm going to just keep going with this because I started. Hey, I'm Kansas Brony. How do I actually go and find other bronies and hang out with? Purple, what do you think they should do?
Well, if they wanted to follow my lead, which seems to have worked pretty well so far, the first thing to do is to pony up a little cash. And you see what I did there?
Yeah, that's clever.
Pay it up to meetup.com and start a meetup group, because that site has been absolutely invaluable to everything that I've been doing, and also to the bronies groups in Portland and in SeaTac, which were started at the same time. We sort of worked on starting them together. Meetup is just invaluable, but the second thing you need to do is get an article posted on Equestria Daily, because otherwise there's no real way to, I guess, get noticed, although obviously appearing on a show like this certainly will help. So I guess the first things first, get a meetup. Second, be ready to put in a lot of time and probably a lot of money. And third things third, advertise. You're going to get a lot of interest if there are enough bronies in your area, and you're going to have a lot of questions. I've been fielding questions left and right.
Give us probably like the top maybe 3 questions you kind of get. That's an interesting point. What do you hear? Just people who are interested in attending a meet. What are they curious about?
Okay, well, first thing is they ask me basically things that they could find if they actually looked at the website. So basically I end up having to explain stuff that they would have read if they just read it. But, that's normal with anything dealing with people. People don't want to sit there and read it. They'll ask me, for example, when's it going to be? How much is admission? Which is all on the page. And also they ask questions about prepayment for the entrance, the admission fee. Can I prepay? Is my food going to be reserved if I pay at the door? Things like that. It's usually technical, nitty-gritty stuff. And I've gotten also a lot of questions about the internet room and the gaming track, I guess, of the con. You know, what consoles are going to be there, what games are going to be there, can I bring my controller, etc.
What's the IP for the Minecraft server? You know, things like that.
Exactly. I've definitely gotten several questions about Minecraft, and I'm going to try to cater to the Minecraft playing ponies because there are a lot of them.
Wow, there is. Hi. I could do it for a little bit, but
Absolutely.
man, Minecraft or Terraria. That sounds like it's a new
So, yeah,
hotness.
there's going to be some Minecraft action going on there at the con for sure.
There, that netted you another 5 people, at least. They're just like, now I wasn't going to go, but then you started talking about Minecraft, so we're on. I'm going to make a giant rainbow
Minecraft.
dash.
We have a good internet connection. We have 5 computers in the internet room. If you like Minecraft and ponies, please, you're welcome.
There we go. Are they able to, if they just like, I have a laptop, could they set up? Just a quick question.
Absolutely. We're going to have Wi-Fi in the internet room, and every pony will be able to get on.
Awesome. So, yeah,
cool.
that is super cool. So if you're in the Manhattan area, you should probably check that out. That'd be a real fun little meet there. So, kind of just going back, we've got that. So you said meetup.com. I should probably look at it. Part of me asked this because I really have kind of thought about the idea of setting up. So let's just say, let's progress it on a little bit. So you set up the meetup group. There's people who are interested. That you got a collection of people around you. Depending on size and what you want to do, what should you do? Should you do this at your apartment? Should you set up a place that you should meet? Should you actually rent out someplace? What's your suggestions on that?
Well, it really depends upon how many people you're dealing with. For example, at our first big meet last month, we had 30 ponies going, and I figured, okay, party of 30, Manhattan, we'll be able to find a venue that can accommodate that. But in my area, that was, pushing it a little bit. It depends on the demographics of your area, really, because obviously if you're in a less built-up area, you might find it a little easier to find big empty spaces, whereas in Manhattan, where everything is so dense, it actually proved to be really difficult to house 30 ponies under one roof without actually reserving a venue. If it's going to be small enough to fit it in your apartment, I'd say do it. As a matter of fact, I was originally going to host the second one in my apartment, but as the numbers started to grow from 20 to 30 to 40 to 50 to 60, I realized this wouldn't even fit in my apartment. The floor would collapse. So I guess it's a factor of, A, how big your apartment is, B, how big your group is, and C, what the availability in your areas is. And, of course, budget factors into that, too. I mean, let's face it, this has cost me a lot of money. And I intend on making most of it back in merch sales, but I'm still going to come out a little bit in the red, but that's okay. Those of you living in areas that aren't so expensive might actually find it easier to host a larger meetup. On the other hand, you might also find it more difficult to get enough ponies there. So there's a trade-off to everything.
Very cool. You got any questions in particular there, Chef?
I would just say, well, if you're going to set it up, all it takes is one person to say, all right, I'm going to do the meet, and you'll find somebody. I mean, obviously, there are bronies out there that aren't necessarily around others, but if you're in a sufficiently large town, like, say, I'm in Dallas, I could probably organize a fairly large meet fairly quickly and really easily. But like Tinker said, I would probably have to rent a space, so call up a local hotel and get a space, because there'd be way too many for my apartment.
Yeah. And you actually have to think about it a little bit. There is a lot of options for you, actually a ton of options that you have to kind of factor into. I started looking into doing something over here in the Bay Area, and this is a huge span. You got 3 cities to deal with, and where everybody can come together. Everything's not as centralized as they are in Manhattan. And you've got things you could be like, okay, we could do a viewing and rent out a place at a college, get a projector and have a college room set up. You could rent a theater. You could just do some sort of, hey, we're just going to go meet and eat food. You could do it at somebody's house. You've got a lot of options to kind of play with. So, you can play with that. You can go as small as, hey, I set out some nachos. You got bronies like nachos here. Let's watch some TV shows and do nachos. All the way to, hey, we've got this theater. Come on over. It's like $5 a head. We're going to put on a big screen so we can watch, Sonic Rainboom, and we can watch this on a big screen. Oh, that'd be so good. Oh.
I'd do that.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that'd be so fun.
But I do have to give you, I would say thumbs up if ponies don't have thumbs to you, Purple Tinker, for helping get a lot of that idea started and going.
Thank you. I guess, I was thinking there are so many of us, we need to start having meetups. So, myself and a couple other ponies just put our heads together and started organizing meetups. Now, the challenge to those of you who are listening, and this includes you two, AppleCider and Sandy, is who is going to step up to the plate and start those meetup groups in those underserved cities? Because I get a lot of comments. Purple Tinker, do you know of a group in the Bay Area? Do you know of a group in Texas? Do you know of a group in Kansas, etc.? All it takes is one pony to start the group, and the rest starts to coalesce around that one pony.
Okay.
It's like a challenge there, AC.
Hey, it sounds like a challenge there, Chef Sandy. You're not the only one here. Come on. All right, tell you what, Chef, let's do this. You, Dallas, me, Bay Area, okay?
All right.
Let's do this, okay? All right.
Okay.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna both set up something in our own areas. Hopefully, yeah.
That's
sometime.
awesome.
So,
and you can definitely contact me offline, of course, and I can give you some tips about Meetup.
Cool deal.
Awesome.
I really am looking forward because there's a ton of great little bronies in the area that I'm hoping will show up. I mean, I'm not going to divulge some of them because I know they want to keep themselves mildly hidden, but, I'm really looking forward to it. And the fact that, at least in my area, there's been talk of, other conventions, supposedly Portland's been thrown around that another group wanted to start a convention up there, an actual set, and here is a convention in Portland. And it's close-ish to Vancouver, so,
Well, plus also, if you're going to attend a con of any variety, odds are you're going to find some other bronies there. And if you request a panel or just set up a meet, you'll probably, that's also a good stepping stone. If you're not, wanting to host one, but you want to meet some, you can meet up at, say, Anime Next or whatever, Anime Con, Comic Convention, any convention is going to have some bronies probably.
That's a very good point. That's a great place to recruit new bronies and possibly to act as a starting point for starting a new meetup.
I'm just imagining the brony meetup at San Diego Comic Con. Just Keanu Reeves walks in just hey guys, I really like it. Just so you know, my favorite character is Fluttershy. Whoa.
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 Just so you know. My favorite one is Dog and Pony Show because it really showed Rarity. She was really good.
There've got to be some celebrity bronies out there. There just have to be.
There's the lower level ones. At some point, we're going to get it'll be the celebrity where you're really? Hulk Hogan? Oh, okay. I mean, that's. All right, brother. I just want to tell it, oh, well, I mean, it's not an A-list, but that's kind of cool. I think I just got the idea for the title of this episode. Friendship is Hulk Hogan.
Oh, my.
Friendship Smackdown.
There you go. Let me get a note for that. Friendship Smackdown. Awesome. So we got anything else? You got any ideas there, Mr. Sandy, Mrs. Purple? Anything else we need to cover?
I think we've pretty much covered it. You gotta be the pony. Start it up. Take a step out into the, a step of faith into and letting all these other crazy bronies into your life by hosting meets.
That's right, brother. That's right,
all it
brother.
takes is a little fortitude and determination.
Yep, and you too could be Brony Lord of your area. You could reign supreme.
When Pony Mania runs wild on you, brother.
Oh, God, what did I start? I can just see the images now. It's going to begin. This is going to be... What have I done? Chef, you have to stop me when I do these things.
I prefer you to just kind of, be a little bit wacky.
I notice.
It amuses me, at least.
I guess it might amuse the fans as well. It's just random silliness. Okay, well, I think we did that. If you are interested in starting a group, or hey, if you're in our 2 areas, look around. We'll probably do meetups or figure out something, but I think we're going to probably start up doing some brony stuffage. So, we got my area of the Bay, you've got Dallas, and you've definitely got Manhattan, where you can look for the conventions that Purple's got going on. So, very, very cool, awesome stuff. So let's wrap this up with our one cool thing. The one thing we want to bring forward this week that's totally awesome that's part of the community. And I'm going to bring up Celestia Radio. Why? Because it's an awesome way to listen to music that you may not know is out there. And, it's streaming. It's always going. So I just click on it, and I'm playing Minecraft, and I'm listening to ponies. And I'm at work, and my boss doesn't know, and I'm listening to ponies. And, if I wanted to, I could put it on my phone, and I could be driving home listening to ponies. It's constant. It's awesome. I love it. So very, very cool. And just a little thing, we might have a particular show going on there at some point. We have been in talks to actually have our show posted on there. So if you like listening to this, maybe not live, just another avenue. We're looking at that. They were excited to maybe have a live thing, but just for now, check it out. It's I believe Ponyfy Me, but if you want to find the link, you could always just Google it or check out the show notes. Chef, what do you got?
All right. Well, speaking of pony music, I am a huge fan of what this community does in terms of this music. I know I gushed all over Yerby Brony last week. I love his stuff, and I am consistently impressed with the quality of music that is produced by this fandom. Just the other day, the first Remix War round finished, and that consists of,
a number.
21 tracks, 21 remix tracks that I've since added to my now 6 hours and 12 minutes playlist of pony music, and it is consistently good across the board. There's stuff, by Macon and Infinity Dash and all these, the guys that put the bass music out there, and then a bunch of community people remixed it. And it's really cool. Check it out. There's in the comments, there's a MediaFire download for all the music. And, if you love music, check it out.
And if you don't, what kind of creature are you? I hate music. So, yeah, pony music. Check it out.
Well, if you don't like music, I'll have to tolerate your opinion, Brony.
Okay. Just because you brought it up, Chef Sandy, I guess I'll tolerate and love them. While I'm dealing with this disappointment, Purple Tinker, tell me about your thing.
Yeah, actually, my things are all secret but fun, and they're going to be released at the next Bronies NYC meetup. So watch for my postings on Equestria Daily after June 25th, because I've got some fantastic new products in the works that are going to be revealed to the world at large at the convention. And also, after that, I've got some additional projects in the works, one of which involves the great and powerful Trixie, which I know will make Sadisto very happy, and it's going to be totally epic. So all my cool things are secrets, but they won't be secrets for long.
That boy loves his Trixie. That boy and Trixie.
He has a thing going for her, that's for sure.
Just because of him, I've liked the character more. It's one of those things where it just takes somebody really obsessing about one of those side characters to be like, okay, Trixie, gotcha, okay, all right.
I can see that.
I tolerate and love your opinion. May not be right, because obviously Twilight Sparkle, but, that
100% on your side there, but yeah.
Poor Chef Sandy's just getting overrun today. He can't. His Rainbow Dash love can't even spark through. How about you gush for a moment there, Chef? Just to overcome our. There you go. You pet that figurine. Tell you what,
I will pet my Dash figure so she feels loved.
There, I'll do the same here.
It's okay. Dash is my number 2.
Cool.
And I've got a custom Dash also.
I need to restyle her mane. Oh my god.
Well,
It's got all messed up.
Well, let's
Brushy.
We should probably wrap it up. That way you can have a nice little grooming time there with Rainbow Dash. All right, everyone. I think that's
always quality time.
I think that's gonna do us for this week. Thanks everybody for listening. Thanks to our super awesome fans. Chef Sandy is currently looking for a gun or something. I don't know.
I'm looking for my pony brush.
Okay, all right.
See.
And my gun.
This is my pony brush. There are many just like it, but this one is mine.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, that'll do it. Super thanks to Purple Tanker. Thank you for coming on and helping us talk about ponies and meeting ponies. Very great to have you on.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks again to Chef Sandy for being an awesome host. The
things I put up with.
I know. You deal with me so much. Thanks to MS, our audio editing guy. I'm just going to shorten his name a little bit because it sounds too much like a bad word when I say the full thing. We actually do have a coding guy who's going to help. He's got a long name, so I'm going to have to figure out how to say it. We have a new guy that's going to help us with a little bit of the web coding so our site looks funnier and better. So very cool. Thanks to you guys. Thanks to our great community. You guys are so awesome. I can't say it enough. Email us at bronyville@gmail.com. Come to bronieshow.com. And that's going to do it for episode 8. Thank you very much. This is AppleCider signing out. Sleep well, bronies.
Good night.
Yes!